me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
But if you're looking to come into this field, it would be great for you. You're able to work with kids. You're able to do what you love. You're able to be around the sports that you may love every single day. So that's my testament. And I was one of those kids that they always told, you can't play sports your whole life, not know about fields such as the one that I'm in now. And I love my job. And I think that if you love kids, you love sports, and you love giving back to your community, you would love to be within Parks and Recs.
Welcome back to the Daily Parks and Rec Show from the 2025 GRPA Conference. In this episode, we sit down with Jay Brawner of Thomaston-Upson Parks and Rec, a former triathlete, trainer, and support coordinator whose journey into parks and recreation has been nothing short of inspiring. From launching new programs like wrestling and track to shaping young athletes with character, faith, and fun, Jay shares how recreation became his calling and why Parks and Rec is the career path no one told him existed. Let's dive in.
Call me Jay.
All right. So this is Craig LeBlanc live from the Daily Parks and Rec Show, live from the GRPA 2025 convention. This is day 2 where they have all the vendors and things are really kicking in. We had a great drone show last night. I think you missed it. You had too much partying, huh?
Yeah, I missed it last night.
Yeah, there's always great after-hour social activities. Everybody comes together. It's like a family. And it's just really good to see everybody kind of meet each other. How many years have you been coming to GRPA?
So this is my second year coming to GRPA. I've actually only been in Parks and Recs for a year now.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So where do you come? Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Thomaston, Georgia, with Thomaston-Upson Parks and Recs.
What'd you do before Parks and Recreation?
So before I did Parks and Recreation, I was a coordinator, a support coordinator for adults with development disabilities, and I also have a training company where I train athletes, college and high school.
No way. So you had your own company?
Yes.
Tell me about that journey.
So I still run it. I do blessed performance training where I train college athletes and high school. I do a few recreation kids as well, since that's my job. So I take in some of those kids also. I've been doing skill training for about 8 years now. That's one of my passions, and also one of the reasons I got into Parks and Recs.
So take us back to who you were in high school and college. You must have had something to do in sports if you've started the company in it, huh?
Yeah, so high school, I was a triathlete. I played baseball, basketball, and football.
Wow.
I went to college to Georgia Southwestern. I wanted to play baseball, tried out for the team. Things didn't go as I planned, but I also went on to play racquetball for my college. I played for my college racquetball team. Yeah, so I played for my college racquetball team for last 2 years, junior and senior year, and that went very well for me.
You know, I used to play against an old man in racquetball, and he was the slowest guy, but he always hit the ball at the absolute furthest point away from me that I had no hope of getting it.
Sounds like my coach.
Yeah. He's just an old guy, but ball placement was perfect for him. So let's talk a little bit about youth sports then, so you're what's your role right now in your Parks and Rec department?
I'm an athletic coordinator for Thomaston-Upson Parks and Rec, and I've been doing that for a year now.
Yeah. And one thing I like about Parks and Recreation is they really make sure that they reach out to all levels of athleticism in their community. You don't have to be some travel ball, future D1 athlete. They really cater to try to get all the kids involved. Yes. But why don't you talk a little bit about what programs y'all offer sports-wise?
So we offer basketball, football, baseball, soccer. We have a new program that we just brought in, which is wrestling. We didn't have wrestling last year, but that was something that I recommended because our high school does very well, has went to state and done a lot of great things in wrestling. So I thought it would be a great program to bring into our recreation department. We also have track as well. That's a new program that I brought in, which is something that we've also done well in our high school sports. So I think that recreation should kind of be a feeder to your school program. So those are sports that we provide, especially the sports that we have on our middle school and high school program levels.
Yeah, I did track and field, and then I coached it for about 9 years afterwards. So it's really great to see a Parks and Rec department do, and that's not that common, is it, for a Parks and Rec department to have a track team, correct?
It's not that common, but GRPA actually offers track for recreation departments, and we thought that would be great to join GRPA track.
Yeah, fantastic. My last episode of yesterday, the guy that was sitting, I interviewed 2 people. He's actually the college 2-time college champion in throwing javelin, and now he's actually one of the top 2 throwers in America, and is going to represent us hopefully in the Olympics. And he was sitting right over there. I'm like, what are the odds? The people you meet at GRPA. So what other programming do y'all, or how about let's talk about what is y'all's goal with your young athletes in the community? What are some of the goals that you try to just involve people or get as many people participating as possible?
We try to get as many people participating as possible, but we love quality programs. We want everyone to be able to come in, learn, develop, and just grow in character and grow in goals in life. And we want to create student athletes and not just athletes.
That's great. All right, so let's maybe describe what a poorly run athletic program would look like, and then what are some things that they could do to kind of improve it, to kind of reach for that, what you would define as a quality program?
I would say quality programs thrive on development, and that's not just athletic development, but personal development, emotional development, physical development, just development in all aspects of life, where you can carry it on not only in athletics, but you can carry it on within community, within your life. When you become older, and you're able to basically do the same thing and volunteer in your community for others as well. So I think community development and just being able to, develop and improve all around.
Yeah. All right. So let's go really granular then. You have a little team, a little baseball team or a little baseball league that you put together in your city. What are some of the things that you can do to kind of make sure that you're developing all parts of the kids on, let's just say, a Monday practice? So you're showing up, it's you, it's the kids. What are the things that you would be talking about as far as developing those children?
So even with me being an athletic coordinator, I almost coach every single sport in our recreation department. So things that I do is just try to encourage the kids to not only be great on the field, but off the field. And I encourage everything that you do, work as if you're working for the Lord. That's something that I am highly that I do, and I believe in my faith also. So I put faith-based things in my practices, and also just education. You try to use education in life situations along with my practice skills.
Yeah. And so let's just say, do y'all normally start with what, drills or warm-ups? And then what are some of the things that you see that the children are struggling with? What are some of the things they bring into practice that you're trying to help them get past?
So one thing that I always start off with before I start my practices, we always say, take the game serious, but have fun.
Yeah.
Take the game serious, but have fun. And when we go in with that mentality, we're able to develop and learn throughout practices. And that's one thing that it takes for the younger kids to understand, that you can have fun, but you also need to take the game serious, take life serious. And whenever you're in a development or learning environment, you want to take in whatever you can throughout that hour and a half, or whatever you're doing. So just take the game serious, but have fun.
Yeah. Okay, so we made this video, and I've been showing it all day yesterday, and I love getting the take of Parks and Rec professionals on this video that we made. Actually, we made it for y'all. It's kind of a gift from us to the industry. But this is something that any director or anybody that's onboarding summer help or high school kids or lifeguards or interns, oftentimes we hear from the very professionals that sit in that chair that I had no idea that this was a career path. And so we created a video that can hopefully start a better conversation, reframe the conversation, and then you can give your testimony. So I'll play this video, and I'd love to get your take on it, and maybe even give a testimony as why other college kids should consider Parks and Rec as a career path.
Every career is a choice, but few careers let you touch lives. Not once in a while, but every single day. Step into a park on a Saturday morning. You'll hear children laughing on the soccer field, families gathering for a picnic, seniors walking the trails, finding health and friendship. And behind every smile, every memory, is a Parks and Rec professional. We don't just mow fields, we grow confidence in young athletes. We don't just build playgrounds, we create safe spaces where childhood thrives. We don't just plan events, we design moments that anchor generations. Think of the coach who teaches patience, the director who champions equity, the staff member who sees potential in a child no one else believed in. Every day, Parks and Rec professionals shape character, preserve beauty, and strengthen community. And the path isn't easy. Budgets are tight, resources stretched thin, but the reward, unmatched. Because what you give comes back in legacy, in healthier communities, in lives forever changed. So why dedicate your life to Parks and Recreation? Because here, your work never ends. It lives on, in laughter echoing across playgrounds, in green spaces preserved for the next century, in the young professionals rising to lead tomorrow. This is not just a career, it's a calling, it's a legacy, it's Parks and Recreation. A message from the Parks and Rec community.
All right. So Jay, what's your take on that one? And then what's your testimony to maybe college kids that are undecided?
So that was an excellent video. Almost got me very sentimental.
Yeah.
I would say to anyone that's looking to get into Parks and Recs, go for it. I was a high school kid that was always told that you won't be able to play sports your whole life. Triathlete, that's all I did was play sports. I lived around my recreation department hours and hours throughout days and days. But if you're looking to come into this field, it would be great for you. You're able to work with kids. You're able to do what you love. You're able to be around the sports that you may love every single day. So that's my testament. And I was one of those kids that they always told you can't play sports your whole life, but I did not know about fields such as the one that I'm in now. And I love my job. And I think that if you love kids, you love sports, and you love giving back to your community, you would love to be within Parks and Recs.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, in so many other career paths, you have to wait till you're retired before you start that give back part of your life. But in Parks and Rec, at 20 years old, you can start giving back, making a difference, leaving a legacy, and watching the changes in your community happen right at your fingertips. Have you kind of seen that since you started in Parks and Rec?
Yes, I have. Even with programs that we've come up with over the year, I've seen a lot of growth within our community and the kids. I do great with kids. Kids love me. So when they come in and see my face, I can just love to see smiles. Love to see laughter. And I just love interacting with the kids, with the adults, and everyone that's a part of our community and our recreation department. You can really change lives within your recreation department because there's kids out there like me that live at their recreation department, and they may see you more than they see their parents. And, you can be that influence in that life for those kids.
Can you give us an example of a kid that might have been struggling at practice? Maybe he had something at home or he was kind of misbehaving or something, and how you can kind of help turn that kid around, some of the different tactics that you've used to try to help bring them out of that state that they're in.
So there's many instances where you might have kids of that nature, but the best way to handle those kids is give them love, connection, and advice to be able to be better. Sometimes you may have to give them a snack, try to find out things that they actually love and things that they that makes their heart smile.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to handle kids like that. And just connection.
Yeah.
Connection.
Now, how important it is for, I know with all the elite teams, sometimes a child might get stuck in just doing baseball from like as soon as he can swing a bat to maybe even grade school and high school, and he just gets kind of burnt out. Would you recommend that kids do as many sports as possible?
I would say have fun, let the kids explore, because I also do recruitment. So that's a part of my training aspect. So I know a lot about what college coaches want. And a lot of times parents can get overwhelmed and overwhelm their kids with trying to make it to the next level. But in recreation sports, we're trying to feel out what we're going to be in life, what we love, and the things that we like to do, and trying to instill something that the kids may not even want to do, could basically be detrimental to their growth in something that God has blessed them and their talents for their life and what they would like to be or like to pursue.
Yeah, what a powerful message. Well, Jay, thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your message with us. And I appreciate all that you're doing for your community, really building it up. Appreciate your service.
All right. Thank you for having me. I hate it has the end, but
yeah,
I really enjoyed my time here.
Yeah, well, have a great rest of your convention.
You too.
Take care.
Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product, growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion parks and rec industry. DPRS Media Co. Stories that move parks and rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.